Okay, so let's talk about that almost, well, magical feeling of quick commerce or Q-commerce, as the business folks tend to call it. It really feels like the ultimate convenience flex in e-commerce these days, right? You order something online, maybe some chips, toothpaste, and boom, it's just there at your door, sometimes in what, like 10 minutes. It's crazy fast. Like you forget onions while you're cooking, you order them, and they actually arrive before the pan's even properly hot. But here's the thing we always find. Every magic trick, it has a cost, doesn't it? So today, we're going to flip that shiny coin of hyperfast delivery. We're taking a deep dive into what our sources are calling the other side, maybe even the dark side of quick commerce. We'll be digging into the material you've provided us, really trying to extract the key insights and understand the real ripple effects, the stuff beyond the flashy ads.
Yeah, and that magic you mentioned, our sources really hammer home that it's more of a speed illusion.
Hmm.
This promise, this idea of getting something in under 15 minutes,
Yeah.
well, it doesn't just happen. It's built on extreme pressure, really tight logistics, and honestly, a fair bit of chaos behind the scenes. One source painted this really vivid picture, 19-year-old delivery guy weaving through traffic jams, backpack stuff with ice cream, toilet paper, Cheetos, maybe.
Wait, all the essentials.
Exactly. All so you don't have to step outside. Now, that's convenience, sure. But the fundamental question, the one that's going to guide our deep dive today, is this. Is the convenience truly sustainable? We really need to look past that immediate gratification, that wow moment, and start exploring the hidden costs, the things that aren't so obvious at first glance.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack that because, I mean, that speed sounds amazing for us, the consumers, but it clearly doesn't just, materialize out of thin air. And something that really struck me from the sources, maybe is something we don't often think about, is how it's not just about our convenience, it's actually profoundly reshaping the lives of the delivery workers. These folks are, I mean, they're the absolute backbone of quick commerce, aren't they?
Undeniably.
But while the app feels slick and smooth for you ordering, the reality for the worker, often it's anything but smooth. Our sources detailed this constant, relentless pressure, meeting insane deadlines. You hear about mandates like, deliver this in 10 minutes or else, that kind of thing.
Wow.
Yeah, and there were documented stories, riders skipping meals, driving recklessly, even getting into accidents, all just to hit that ultra-fast delivery target.
And a really crucial point here, which the sources highlight, is that many of these workers aren't even traditional employees. They're gig workers.
Right, the gig economy model.
Exactly. And that model, as the sources point out, often means, well, no insurance, no benefits, not much job security at all. So while you're maybe kicking back on the sofa waiting for, I don't know, some Oreos, someone else is navigating some pretty precarious conditions to get them to you. It definitely forces you to confront the human cost baked into that speedy delivery promise. But it does make you wonder, are there any upsides mentioned for the workers in the sources? Or is it presented as sort of universally negative?
That's a fair question. And, while the sources do lean heavily into the dark side concerning working conditions, they do acknowledge sometimes that the flexibility of gig work can be appealing for some people. It offers a sort of low barrier to getting started with employment. But that potential benefit, it seems consistently overshadowed by the precariousness, the intense pressure we were just talking about. But the effects, the ripples of this speed obsession, they go way beyond just the writers. As our sources reveal, it's subtly, but quite profoundly, reshaping our collective psychology, our expectations. We're basically being trained, aren't we, to expect everything instantly. Groceries, now. Shampoo, now. Batteries you suddenly need at midnight, done.
Yeah, the now culture.
Exactly. We're becoming, according to the research cited, genuinely addicted to this instant hit of gratification. And anything less than right now starts to feel like a major hassle, a significant delay. And the companies themselves, they seem trapped, too, in this never-ending arms race.
Yeah, to be faster.
Always faster than the next competitor. It goes from 10-minute delivery, then it's 8-minute delivery. Next it'll be, we're already ringing your doorbell before you've even finished checking out.
Ah, almost.
It's just a pressure cooker situation, really, for everyone involved, including society more broadly.
And another really striking aspect that came through is how the faster things get, the less patient we become as a whole. Our sources show this isn't just like a side effect. It's presented as a direct consequence. This rapid gratification, it's fundamentally rewiring our brains, our neural pathways. It diminishes our tolerance for waiting. It impacts our dopamine response in ways that were previously linked more to like addictive substances or behaviors.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And that mindset, that impatience, it then spills over, doesn't it, into other parts of our lives. Please, let's not forget the environmental impact. That's a huge elephant in the room here.
Definitely.
Quick commerce isn't exactly eco-friendly, is it? Instead of consolidating maybe, 20 deliveries into one van run like traditional e-commerce might, Q-commerce often means individual trips on bikes, scooters, for every tiny little order.
It's kind of staggering when you actually picture it like that, isn't it?
It really is.
Our sources break it down how each tiny single order, like that one chocolate bar you crave at 11 p.m., it creates this disproportionately large environmental footprint. You've got the dedicated delivery, extra packaging sometimes, the fuel burned. The data they present is pretty stark. It shows that replacing just one weekly supermarket trip with, say, 7 separate quick commerce orders, it could potentially increase a household's transport emissions by like 40–50% on average in some cities.
40 to 50%, just from that switch.
That's what the data suggests in certain urban settings. Multiply that by millions of people potentially doing the same thing daily. The bigger picture gets, well, pretty grim.
And yeah, circling back to the psychological cost, it's deeply significant. Quick commerce is actively, maybe even aggressively, training our brains to never wait for anything. We are, based on the sources, quantifiably losing our ability to delay gratification. And like you said earlier, that loss of patience, it spills over into relationships, into our work, even into our health choices. Well, if something doesn't happen now, if the result isn't immediate, it starts to feel like it's not worth the effort, or maybe not worth the wait. The material even referenced studies looking at children growing up in these instant environments, showing things like reduced patience in problem solving, a higher susceptibility to short-term gratification biases. It's quite concerning.
Okay, wow. We've definitely unpacked quite a lot here on this darker side of quick commerce. It's clear that, convenience definitely has its place. And it can be a beautiful thing, right, when used wisely. But the current model, it clearly carries some significant hidden costs.
Indeed. And as our sources really powerfully illustrate, maybe the deepest impact, the one we need to watch most closely, is on our own minds. This relentless chase for now, it doesn't just erode our capacity for patience, for delaying gratification. It actually starts to redefine what we even perceive as value.
How do you mean?
We start to equate speed itself with importance, with value. Even for things that fundamentally need time, like, cultivating clarity of thought, achieving good health, finding some kind of peace. Those things just take time.
That's a powerful thought. So perhaps the takeaway for everyone listening is, next time you're hovering over that button, maybe about to order, I don't know, a single pack of gum at 20 to midnight, just pause for a second and maybe ask, do I really need this right now? Or, am I just kind of feeding an addiction to the speed itself? Oh, maybe, just maybe, as a collective, it's time we consciously chose to slow down just a little.